Hi, my name is Johannes. Our group will present it about project organization, leadership, and control. I will tell you about the background of study. There is three things that I presenting about, which is project organization, project control, and leadership. So we take a look for the project organization. What is the definitions? Project organization is a structure that facilitates the coordination and implementation of the project activity. This is the main reasons to create an environment that encourages team members to interact with minimum amount of disruptions, overlap, and conflict. So the key of the objective here is that to reduce the uncertainty and confusion typically occurring in the initiation phase of the project. It is important where you can plan smoothly for your project. Leadership. What is leadership actually? Leadership is a process of influencing others to understand and agree about what need to be done and how to do it, and the process of facilitating individual. So means that, let's say if we have one group consists of 5 people, so you need to choose one of your leader to lead you to do the activity. As you know that every leaders have objective to make it successful their action. As a strong visionary leaders present and convince follower that a new course of actions is needed for the survival. The leader must have skills. There's a basic skills. The ability to overcome difficulties, the interaction with others. Compelling voice means that between two communication leadership and his or her members, so that talk to two ways communications. Last, the integrity of the existence of authenticity and strong value. There is 7 of principal role of leaders. First is a negotiator, coach and motivator, team builder, friends, advisor, guide, and mentor. In leadership, in project leadership style consists of 3: servant leadership, transformational leadership, and technical leadership. Next, my group member will talk more about the leadership styles. Project control. What is project control actually? Project control is a project at a one-time job that has definite starting and ending point. It is clearly defined objective and scope. It's project control usually to controlling a budget so that the budget is not exceeding of their money to invest for the project. The functions undertaken by project control professional include estimating future works, determining the current status of work in the progress, understanding the reason of this status, and recommending appropriate action or alternative based on the observed status or trend. So project control, they must have their plan within their framework. For example, they must obey of their the schedule, so that we will have a planning and control everything. So next, my group member will be tell you about more details about this. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ling. Now I'll talk about the project organizations. What is project organizations? Project organization is a structure that makes project activities easier to organize and execute. The main purpose of project organization is to build an environment that allows team members to work with minimal amount delays, overlaps, and conflict, so the member will do not get panic when they do their jobs. There are three types of common project organization structure with functional project structure, pure project organization structure, and metric project structure. For functional project structures, it look like a normal organization structures. They have numerous temporal authority centers on different levels of organization, and they can change as tasks are completed. For the pure project organization structures, it has high level of authority which afford them strong project control but also the full responsibility for the performance of the projects. Last one is the metric project structure. For the metric project structures, the metric or temporary metric structure is a combination of project structures and line and staff structures which came into existence as a combination of functional design and horizontal project teams. I'll talk about the pro and the con for the project structure. For functional project structure, the pro is it can easily access to the expert unit because they are in the same functional areas. Next is quick to get everyone together to resolve problem, and the limit the project communication tools you need because the team is relatively easy and simple to understand. The con is not suitable for the project, meets different appetites and does not have opportunity to network widely. For the pure project organization structure, the con is the team can have a strong sense of identity. It is easiest structures within which to create a strong team culture. Next is the whole team is focused on the team goals, so conflict of loyalty exists with the day job for the people working on the project. The project run in this structure are great environment for improving the projects. The con is the team having dedicated to one project expensive commitment, and it tends to be an option only on big project. Next, if remove the people from the functional jobs, they might be difficult to go back, especially if the project is long. The last one is the metric project structure. The metric project structure, the pro is the resources are used efficiently and can move around between projects as needed. Next, it can work on a lot of different things, sometimes in parallel, although this point also can be argued as a disadvantage as well. The last one advantage is the team and individual can be very responsive. The disadvantage of the metric project structure is the conflict between project is common because they might be fighting for same resources as another project. Next is there can be some conflict between business as usual tasks and project works for individual, especially when both managers are giving them different priorities. Next, they also gave some basic organization structure with vertical organization structure, horizontal organization structure, informal organization structure, and flat organization structures. Vertical company is considered to have a broad middle manager workflow between the CEO and the front line. In vertical company, there was most popular business model in organization between the mid and late 20th centuries. The pro of vertical organization is chain of command and areas of responsibility, and there are faster decision making and better coordinate of the company's activities. For the con of the vertical organization chart, they have does not foster communication between people at different levels, and their decision may be one side tools, as this the view of the lower rank may not to be taken into account. The horizontal structure is a flatter organization structure that group people according to their abilities or function. The organization structure may group those who work together in a single department, or the grouping may be focused on those who work in a specific field such as finance or marketing. This is the example for the horizontal organization horizontal chart. For the pro is to speed up decision making, and next is to allow for more management flexibility and cross training as individual work and more closely with other areas, and is also to eliminate bureaucracy because more people are talking to each other across vertical line of business. Next, to the horizontal chart is also to increase the company flexibility when it's come to creating new products or reacting to new market conditions. The con of horizontal chart is workforce reduction that create lost experienced managers who often make up the institutional memory of a company. Next, the breaking up of specialized line of business and uncertain career path for aspiring manager is also the con of the horizontal chart. Next is the informal organization structure. Informal organization structure involves personal partnership, and people-to-people interaction with the organization create naturally, informally, and uninformally. They take place in an informal way outside the formal organization frameworks, and the informal organization structures cross in horizontal, verticals, and diagonally respectively. This is an example for the informal structures, and the pro of informal structure is fulfill social needs and influence on productivity and fast communication, fulfill organization objective. The disadvantage is need to resistant to change and create rumor and lack of specialization.
Hello everyone. In this presentation, I'm going to present about the project leaderships. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Chooi, and I'm the student of Year 3 BNF for FTK UTHM. For these presentations, I would like to discuss about the definitions of the leadership, the significance of the leaderships, and the different leadership style, and the advantage of different leadership style. First of all, I'm going to talk about the definitions of the leaderships. The picture shows the lecture here is teach you guys how to become the powerful project leaders. If you want to become the powerful project leaders, you must have to know how to handle all the characteristics that which I'm shown in the picture here. Basically, the leadership is the ability to encourage others to complete objective activity which connect the human factor into group and motivate towards goal. Project leadership is very important in the regions of project management. The result of project leadership need more consideration in project management literature. Project leadership is related to knowledge and learning creations. Project leadership also refers to the ability to lead others to carry out the project work in the most powerful ways, and it has an impact on improving project management practice to reduce the uncertainty and complexity associated with project. The duties of the project leaders include gathering, distributing information, leading, planning, coordinating, moderating, and controlling the project team. There are 5 types of leadership style, which are civil leaderships, transformational leaderships, democratic leaderships, autocratic leaderships, and the strategic leaderships. One of the advantages of the civil leadership is to eliminate the disability atmosphere. And the civil leadership also can give a sense of ownership to the work. It enables leaders to share responsibility and have a sense of ownership of their work through increases dedication and pride in their work. The third advantage is diversity. Each group has a variety of personality, talents, features, and method of operations. The fourth advantage is that the decisions are based on the benefits of all, instead of having corporate decisions made in a way that benefits the leadership team. Civil decisions include the entire organization. The final advantage of civil leadership is participation. Civil leadership has a sense of participation in its decision-making process. The second advantage is the lack of willingness to adapt to this leadership style. Civil leadership requires a holistic institutional approach rather than individual participation alone. And this leadership style may lead to lack of authority and also confuse about leadership scope. And the last advantage is that it may make the decision take a longer time. For the transformation leaderships, the first advantage is that it can reduce turnover costs and also can create and manage change and also keep the company open and educated. Furthermore, this type of leadership can promote morale through the better communication between the manager and their staff, and use inspiration to motivate people. The vision of transformation leadership is considered with the ability to motivate and inspire. The advantage of the transformation leadership can lead to employee burnout. If a high level of continuous productivity is needed to achieve the vision in questions or days and unreasonable deadline, it can lead to burnout within followers. The second advantage of that risk taken through transformational leadership can be destructive. This leadership style may carry a higher potential for abuse. and also make the leaders in the power if people disagree with them. Now we talk about democratic leadership. One of the main advantages of democratic leadership is that it can help to solve complex problems. Anyone can practice times or leadership style, and it can build and strengthen team-based relationships between the teams, and also encourage honesty within the workplace, and also increases the amount of knowledge that is available to the teams. But the democratic leadership style requires extra time to implement the decisions. In addition, it can cause leaders to start fighting. The democratic leadership style can also prevent leaders from making decisions immediately. And this also encourages no one to take responsibility for failure. And this time, our leadership style can create negative emotions because the democratic leadership style do selective judgment, opinion, and appearance. It will also highlight team members with or without creativity. For the autocratic style, the autocratic style provides fast crisis management benefits. Autocratic leaders have sufficient capacity to respond to crisis. It also allows for fast decisions to be made. And the third advantage is that the productivity level can be increased with this leadership style. Because the leaders are often responsible for information campaigns, this leadership style can handle crisis situations effectively. Autocratic leaders can easily distribute with the crisis because they are responsible. And the safety is a top priority within this leadership style. But autocratic leadership often leads to micromanagement because this is the reputation of an authoritarian leader, not a worker engaged in this job. People in such positions often oversee every detail of the work done. It does not offer a sense of professional ownership, and this style of leadership is based on lack of choice. It may make the project difficult to collect pure results, and also is another skill of competence worker. Most autocratic leaders will not take the ideas, experience, or knowledge of their team's members into account when making the decisions. Lastly, strategy leadership. Strategy leadership improves the quality of decision-making process and also make operations more transparent. And this time of leadership providing an organization perspective for many ways. And the leaders also give the dedication to the company and exemplify a commitment to business objectives. And also they will encourage the objective thinking. The disadvantage of the strategy leadership style is that inflexible, and the potential of the leadership style also is expenses and it also depend on the dependence of style in the futures.
Hi, so now I'm going to talk about the project control. Okay, project control consists three types of control, which are cybernetic control, no go and go control, and post performance control. Okay, what is cybernetic control? Okay, cybernetic control is mainly focused more on the output or outcome, which whenever the outcome does not meet or achieve the standard set that as should be, so the situation will be investigated for them to know what is the causes to change on their pattern activities. Okay, now I will tell you about the advantage. So for cybernetic control, the advantage are able to achieve the client requirement without any disappointment. Okay. Whenever they knows that they are the outcome does not meet the specific of their client requirement, so they will uh, try to solve the problem so that it meets the requirement of their own client. Okay. Second, give the researcher amount of control and flexibilities. And thirdly, the different field worker will work together to solve the the problems together. Means that uh, every employers will, I mean the workers which work on other type of field such as in electrical engineering or mechanical engineering. So they will have to combine together so that they can work and solve the problems together. Yeah. So next, the disadvantage of cybernetic, which are unexpected technical problem arise from their performance. Second, the technical difficulties require more resource, so it means that more costs are needed to overcome the problem. And thirdly, technical difficulties took longer than planned to solve the problem. Yeah. Okay. Next, I'll talk about the go and no go control. So go and no control is a control that need to do some testing to make sure that some certain precaution are in the standard specific of before proceeding the procedure. Yeah. So the advantage are able to confirm that everything will follow the specification. Next is to prevent a fault equipment before starting the process of the project or program. So for the disadvantage, the program manager will not be being made fully aware of the deviation from the project plan. And second, it may disturb the process or of the project on halfway. So lastly, it will cause the process to took much longer to finish, and it will not follow the proper schedule that have been planned before. Okay. Lastly, I will for the post performance. Okay, the post performance control are applied on after the project or program that has been done. Okay, which this mean that mainly it is focused on the outcome, which not only what happened on the process, but to learn and making sure that the goods and poor practice were recorded for future reference. Okay, for the advantage, able to solve the same problem in future. And second, getting ready to handle any kind of problem. And lastly, for they can reuse all the method that they have provided from the past, so they can reuse some of the uh, solution which can help to solve the problems in the future. So for the disadvantage, for the new problem, it is hard to solve within a short time, so it needs much longer time period so that they can solve the problem. And second, need a lot of team to work together to solve the problem. Yeah. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, Puan Mardzuliana. My name is Guan Min. Now I'm going to present summary how to improve project management and also conclusion. Here are some tables that I listed to summarize, and then they are about their disadvantage and advantage. Okay, I will briefly about this part. Okay, in project organization, it has three types of structure, which is functional project structure, pure project organizational structure, and matrix project structure. And as you can see, these are the pros and cons, which is more manpower in one small project, easy access, efficiency in participants, and resolve problem, reduce unnecessary communications tools, and also strong team culture, focused team goal, efficient resource usage, multitask. Teams and individuals can be very responsive, and so forth. And also on the right side, you can see about the cons, which is a disadvantage. And also for the project leadership, it has five types, which is servant, transformational, and democratic, autocratic, and also strategic. Here are the pros of each style, which is eliminate the disciplinary atmosphere, give a sense of ownership to work, diversity. Decisions are based on the benefits of all and participation, and also reduce turnover costs. Leaders create and manage change, keep company open and ethical, and create ethicism. Encourage honesty within the workplace, increase the amount of knowledge, builds and strengthen. Team-based relationship can help to solve complex problem, and a style of leadership that anyone can practice. And this is the advantage also for the autocratic and strategic, which are provides fast crisis management, fast decision to be made, increase productivity, level prior safety, and encourage objective thinking, providing organizational perspective, makes operations more transparent and improve clarity of decision making. And now for the project control. For the project control, we have three types, which is cybernetic and go or no go, post performance. And for the pros are able to achieve client demand, give the researcher a full amount of control and flexibility. Different fields workers will work together to solve the problem and ensure the project is on the current specification and avoid fault equipment before start the process. And also able to solve same problem in the future. Stand by to solve any problem except for new problem, as you can see from the right side in the which is stated inside the cons, and also reduce all the methods. This is because I need to save some time for my presentation, therefore I will skip all the cons part. Okay, now for the how to improve project management. Okay, in this how to improve it, firstly we need to look for ways to improve visibility and awareness. As a project manager or as a member, you need to always focus on the project and always realize that is there any potential failure issue happens and so forth, and then create a daily habit to for your team. As for the project manager, we need to create a daily habit for our team. Why? Because that each manager have their own leadership style and their own structure, but for employees they may not adapt to their condition. So if we create a daily habit for them, they may adapt day by day, time by time, to more improve our project management as well, and so forth. And don't overcomplicate your projects. Why? People are always overthinking that, oh, is it my project is that hard? And or maybe it's too complicated, I can solve it myself, or my team members are unable to solve together or something else. But sometimes things are not getting hard, but you are the one who think hard. That's why a lot of project planned but didn't go as the schedule, because that the members are overcomplicate the more projects. And also it may take a longer time to plan a new project or to think about the projects. Okay, the fourth one is hold team members accountable for updating works. This is one of the most important part, because that if your team member does not give the commitment to update their work, this may lead to the progress delay or postpone, or maybe the goals of each member are different, which means that maybe this member will think about, oh, our goals is like this, and the other one who didn't update their job think that, oh, the goals is like this. Therefore, if they didn't update at the same time or update in time, as a project manager, you cannot manage it. You cannot tell him that, oh, you are thinking in the wrong direction or something else. Therefore, it is very important for updating the work. And then utilize project templates. It is a good idea to utilize project templates as even though the style of your templates is different compared to the others, but you also make like new ideas for project management as well. And then communicate change to your team. For example, for now MCO, we always having a problem within the communications, as we know that face-to-face is the most effective way to transfer, to give knowledge, to give information to the others. But right now, we need to communicate in another way, such as we can use Zoom, we can use voice call, video call, but all we need is find a good medium, like good apps to help to communicate to the others. This is what we need to improve our project management as well. And last but not the least, to set appropriate expectation and stick to them. Why? This is because that if you give it a low expectation, you won't have a power or the strength to complete it, because you think that, oh, this thing is kind of easy or something else. You will become lazy. If you're giving a high expectation, you would think a very long time to solve the problem, or maybe to do the project as well. As you can see in the pictures, your high expectation makes you unhappy. Why? This is because that in the high expectation, the people will suffer overthinking, suffer stress to yourself. This is not unhealthy, and also may lead to negative emotions as well. Okay, now for the last one, which is a conclusion. These three elements, which means the organization, leadership, and control, act as an important role to decide the success or failure of the project management. Why? Because each type of the style does have their own advantage and disadvantage. It doesn't mean that some style they are totally wrong or they are totally correct, they are the correct way, but they are suitable for a certain condition and bring an efficiency result in the style if the style is suitable. For example, if as a leader you are using a democratic style, but for this project it's more suitable to use autocratic or strategic style. Therefore, maybe your style are not much suitable to this project, or maybe the members are not adapt to your style as well. Therefore, we always need to prepare our different kind of style and also different type of structure for different kind of projects. Therefore, there is no totally wrong style and no totally correct style. All styles are prepared and you need to learn all of it as well. As if this one of the elements getting some wrong, this may lead to the failure of the project management. That's all for our presentation, and thank you, Puan Mardzuliana, and stay healthy.